Alright, so during the live stream on Blade Talk, I had mentioned to Karl Ruedger if he knew what the half draw was. And he said no, so I said I'd do a video on it. So basically, there's three positions that you can put your sword at. This is one of them where it stands strapping down, which means you don't want to fight, okay? And you can get through entrances this way really easy. The other one, which we all know, is sitting where everything is center, okay? You draw the sword. And then there's half draw, which you stick the sword, and I'll get closer, out even farther. And the reason why they call it half draw, because theoretically, okay, when you unsheath the sword, half your blade is already drawn, okay? So that's the half draw. And basically, what is a half draw for? The half draw is if you want to draw the sword quickly, kind of like that. That's the premise of putting the sword out there. And that's why they kind of call it the half draw. So, but if you have the sword out this far, you can very easily too bring it up here, move it over here. You can deflect. There's other moves that you can do. You can do reverse draw, which is like that. My cats. So it's actually it's a pretty simple thing. Instead of having it back here, where traditionally Ido, that's how they do it. They have the sword back here. They draw the sword, and they go. In the style that I learned Tenshinu, we push the sword out farther. So that way, we can draw the sword a lot quicker. You know, and then we can do upward slashes, whatever. We do draw the sword back here. We also roll the sword over. So basically, we'll take it so the blade's actually facing down. And the reason why we do that is so we can do an upward slash from the bottom to the top. So you're not drawing the sword and having to turn the sword. It's already upside down. So anybody who wants to try it, I would say do it slow to get used to it because the sword is out there farther. But that's the premise of the half draw. That's why they call it half draw. Like I said, if you unsheath your sword, so you should have at least half of it exposed now at that position. So theoretically, that's what it's about. That's the half draw. Or what they call a half draw. Either half draw or quick draw. People call it different things. A lot of the Ido schools don't teach it. So basically that's it. Saw a few other videos, and one of them was, this has nothing to do with that, was does it get kind of awkward wearing two swords? Because the style that I learned, they're traditional styles, so they ask that everybody wears two swords, the wakizashi and the katana. So, and actually, no, it's not, because like one of the sensei says, push it down with your forearm. Just push it down out of your way. Because the way we draw is, a lot of people draw it this way. We come up underneath is what we do, like this. So if you're in a certain position and you need to draw your sword, because we draw from underneath, you just push that down out of your way, and as you're doing it, you can turn your body and then draw the sword. So no, it's not cumbersome to wear two swords. Nowadays, the wakizashi handles are too long, though. Like this is 7 and something, it's under 8 inches. And it should actually be 6.5 to 6 7/8. The handle should be, according to your palm of your hand, kind of. Because it is literally a one-handed sword. You shouldn't be able to actually comfortably put 2 hands on it. So it can be a pain to have when it has a really long handle. But, like I said, you can take your forearm and you can push it down out of the way. So it's not really a big deal. But another video that I saw, and anybody in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. When it comes to shibari, as far as I know, like I said, if I'm wrong, correct me. I saw this video. Most of the shibari he did was correct, except, tell me if I'm wrong on this. This is not shibari, as far as I know. If anybody else knows differently, like I said, put it in the comments, because when I saw that, I was like, that's not shibari. The whole point of shibari, it's a symbolic thing now, is to shake the bigger parts of blood off. It's not going to clean your blade. But the heavy droplets is to get those off. So if you're doing this, you're flinging blood all over you, which is not a good thing. You don't want to get blood all over you. So, whereas, you know, we've all seen it where, and Karl Ruedger does it really good, where you bring the sword up right here and you swoop it down. I have a cat right there. He did a really good job of that, I think. But then we all know, when you get done, this is a shibari. Another one is you just drop it down. And it looks like it's like this when you watch some, but straight down, but it's actually angled a little bit. Like this. The sword's actually angled. And the reason being, it's angled so you can actually attack again if you want. And then Eric Hussein's, I did one shibari that he found very interesting. And basically what we do is we take the sword, you act like you're stabbing the ground like this, and then you come back up and you hit. And you keep it very close to you, like that. So your hands are basically like this. And you're just holding it with your thumb and forefinger. But the whole thing with this one is, it's also a defensive move. So if someone else is going to attack, you're on the ready, and you can pop up the sword and attack. So that's the whole point of that shibari. It's also defense. So, but this is like a quick video. Because there's not much more I can say about the half draw. That's basically it. It's so you can draw the sword quicker is what it deals with. So, but if anybody has any questions, just put them in the comments down below. I thought I'd do that because Karl Ruedger was interested. Like I said, if you're not used to doing it and you're using a sharp sword, because first I had a hard time getting comfortable with it, the sword sticking out that far, and they don't always have it out. It's only if you know you're going to have conflict, then you move the sword forward. So basically, like I said, it's that far out. Instead of it back here, where everything lines up, you just push it forward a little bit more. So you should be able to grab your sword and come across your chest, just like that. So, and that's like a perfect deal, because then you can bring it up, grab, and then cut. So, that's all I have for you guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you at the next one.